this video I'm going to show you how to crochet the cluster V-stitch. It's a very pretty stitch that can be used for anything you like really. It makes beautiful blankets and scarves. Anything looks good in this stitch. I've crocheted up a sample swatch in the stitch and you can see it's slightly lacy. There is a little bit of a holage going on there. It's very similar to iris stitch. I'm going to be using some Yarn Smith's Nirvana Aran and a 5mm hook for the purpose of this tutorial. But you can use any yarn weight and hook size depending on what project you want to make. So I'm going to start with a slip knot on my hook. Now for this stitch we're going to want a multiple of 3. So we're just going to count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Just keep counting in threes until your chain is as wide as you want your project to be. Now we're going to start with a single crochet in the second chain from hook. So we count 1, 2, put a single crochet in there and into the next stitch. And I'm going to work a base row of single crochet all the way along. I find this gives a neater edge when you're working with something with clusters, or if it's something that's slightly lacy. I like to sometimes start with a row of single crochet. So just go ahead and put a single crochet into each stitch all the way across. So I've got a last couple of stitches here and I'm going to put a single crochet in both of those. And then I'm going to chain 3 and turn. So we're going to skip a stitch. So this stitch here, which is attached to the chain 3, this counts as the stitch for the chain 3, which counts as a double crochet. So we're going to skip the next stitch, and in the following stitch we're going to do a double crochet cluster. So you yarn over, hook goes into the stitch, you pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over again into the same stitch and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over and pull through all of those loops. We're then going to chain 1 because this is going to make the V-stitch, and then we're going to do another double crochet cluster into the same stitch. So that's yarn over, hook goes into that same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over into the same stitch and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over and pull through all of those stitches. So there we see we've got a cluster V-stitch. We're now going to skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and work a cluster V-stitch into the next stitch. That's yarn over, yarn over again, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through all of those loops, chain 1, and then another cluster into the same stitch. And then we have another one. So we're going to repeat this all the way across. So we're going to skip 2 and then put another cluster V-stitch into the next stitch, skip 2, another cluster V, and do that all the way across. So we just come into the end of the row, and again I'm going to skip the next 2 stitches and put a cluster V-stitch in the next stitch. And then we've got 2 stitches left, so we're going to skip 1 and then put a double crochet into that last stitch. Then go to chain 3 and turn. And this is the row that you're going to repeat now. So we've got this first stitch, this chain 3 counts as a double crochet, so that is this stitch here. But we're not going to be working into the stitches now, we're actually going to be working into the chain 1 spaces from the previous row. So we're going to put our cluster stitches into this chain space here. So yarn over, hook goes into the space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull over 2, and we'll do that again. Then yarn over and pull through all of those loops, chain 1, and then another cluster into that same space. And then we go over to the next chain space in the center of the cluster, and we'll make another cluster V-stitch. And we're going to continue that all the way across. So at the last cluster stitch now, so we do as before, another cluster V stitch in that chain space. And then we're going to finish by putting a double crochet into the top of that chain 3. So just in there. And then chain 3 and turn. So you're just going to repeat that last row, and then you'll end up with something like this. So if you enjoy learning new stitches, then be sure to check out my stitch tutorial playlist right here on YouTube. Bye bye now.